What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video, or welcome to the channel. I'm Callum, and I just had to let you know my name because I'm going to be discussing Charles Oliveira versus Matthias Gamrot, which is a fight I'm very split decision on. I don't think that was the right terminology. I'm very split on this fight because when this fight was first announced, well, first let's talk about the history behind this fight. Charles Oliveira was booked to fight against Rafael Fiziev. I don't think I pronounced Rafael Fiziev. Rafael Fiziev injured, pulled out. Rafael Fiziev, dangerous striker, and Charles Oliveira didn't really want this Gamrot fight because it's a very different stylistic matchup, right? But they made the fight happen. I'm surprised that we have not seen this fight happen sooner, you know. Gamrot and Charles Oliveira, for the past few years, they've been aligned to meet each other and fight, but it's just never happened, and no, people haven't really talked about it. But now here it is on short notice. Sorry, Gamrot is going to be stepping in to face Charles Oliveira in Brazil, in Rio de Janeiro, in Rio, guys, in Brazil. And I'm only going to be talking about Charles Oliveira versus Matthias Gamrot. We got Davis Figueiredo versus Montel Jackson, Vicente Luque. Whoa, I didn't even know this was this fight was on here. Vicente Luque versus Joel Alves. Okay, maybe I should have prepared to talk about these other fights. This is a sick fight. And at welterweight too. I wonder if this is a permanent move for Joel Alvarez, but okay, I'm gonna just talk about this real quick. You can skip to the part where I'm talking about I didn't even know this was on here. Talking about Charles Oliveira versus Matthias Gamrot. I got Joel Alves. I think actually no, I don't know with this. I think Joel Alvarez, he's talented. Man, I don't know with this fight, man. Vicente Luque has nah, I think Joel Alvarez, I don't think he puts away Vicente Luque, but I think he outpoints him. The grappling could definitely be a problem, though. I wonder what the odds are, you know? I'm going to go Joel Alvarez, you know, random prediction with 30 seconds to think of it. Now, Charles Oliveira versus Matthias Gamrot. Like I said before, these guys, I'm surprised they haven't fought yet. Their careers have aligned to fight each other, and it just hasn't happened. Now, when this fight was first announced, when they said it was going to be Gamrot, I thought Charles Oliveira is going to smoke Gamrot. And then I thought of it, I was like, wait, no, Gamrot's going to smoke Oliveira. And then I thought of it again, I was like, no, Charles Oliveira is going to smoke Gamrot. Then I thought of it again, and guess what I thought? Charles Oliveira is going to smoke Gamrot. And I think I might be wrong, and here's why. If we look at Charles Oliveira, all of his wins and losses, whenever he faces a top high level wrestler, he loses. Islam Makhachev, Arman Tsarukyan. That's really all I have to say, right? Excuse me. Even Michael. Okay, no, we're not even gonna talk about Michael Chandler, but this can definitely be a worry, you know. Matthias Gamrot is on that wrestling level of a Tsarukyan and an Islam. Or if we're talking about straight wrestling, Matthias Gamrot is there. He's right up there. You saw the wrestling exchanges, the scrambles he had with Tsarukyan. That was a sick fight. I recommend, if you're an MMA fan and you have not watched Tsarukyan versus Gamrot, go watch that. Amazing fight. Gamrot's a wrestler, man. He really does know how to wrestle. He was he was helping out Dustin Poirier in Poirier's camp to fight Islam Makhachev. We saw how good Poirier was able to defend against Islam a lot, you know? So Gamrot just has the wrestling that I'm afraid could make this a lie on top of Oliveira for 5 rounds type fight. Does Oliveira have the defense to get rid of Gamrot's wrestling? Not get rid of it, but defend against it and go offensive with his grappling? Yes, because we saw him do it against Tsarukyan, man. He almost darts Sarukian. He was very close to doing it. He almost triangled Sarukian. I think it was at the end of the first round or the end of the second round. He had a triangle in on Sarukian. And who is more likely to get tapped? I think it's Gamrot. If you look at just how he wrestles, and I'm not saying grappling. I'm saying wrestling, right? Because I just think of Gamrot as a wrestler, right? But he wrestles kind of, it's hard to explain, but wide compared to Sarukian or even Islam. Sarukian's very tucked in when he wrestles. Gamrot's the same way as a high level wrestler. You have to be. But I noticed sometimes he's a little wide and sometimes his neck is a little open. So could that mean Charles Oliveira could submit him? Yes, very much so. If Charles Oliveira almost submitted Armin Sarukian, I very well believe he definitely can submit Matthias Gamrot. But I'm just going to go by recency and what we've seen so far. He wasn't able to submit Michael Chandler. He wasn't able to submit Sarukian, right? He wasn't able to submit Ilia Topuria, you know? He wasn't even able to take down Ilia Topuria. So, but here's the thing with the Topuria fight. Topuria put Charles Oliveira in a crucifix, right? But he got right out of there. He didn't want any smoke with the Oliveira on the ground. And I don't like when people talk about how Topuria, you know, won the exchanges with Oliveira on the ground. If he won the exchanges with Oliveira on the ground, he would have stayed on top of him. He got out of there, you know, because Oliveira posed too much of a threat on the ground, which was the right call for Ilia Topuria, obviously. Man, who's going to go offensive with their grappling? It's going to be Gamrot. It has to be Gamrot, because that's his only choice, is it not? Now, let's talk about the striking. I think Oliveira, in a 5-round fight, he could really put it on Matthias Gamrot. I really do think he can. And what I mean by that is, man, Gamrot, you see him fade a little bit, even in 3-round fights. And even in the beginning, he doesn't have the best start when it comes to his striking. We saw it in the Dariush fight. We saw it in the Hooker fight. We definitely saw it. Even in the Ludovic Klein fight, in the first round, Ludovic Klein, he didn't drop Matthias Gamrot, but he hit him with some good shots. He made Gamrot take a knee and like it was off balance like jab he hit Gamrot with, but Gamrot's definitely open to get hit. Now let's talk about Gamrot's offensive striking. It's pretty good actually. He does have a little bit of power. I think his power is underrated, and he does have a good high kick that I can see not getting Oliveira. We've never seen. I was about to say I can see getting Oliveira, then I thought of it for a second. We've never seen Oliveira get kicked. His guard is too high, so. But Matthias Gamrot does pose a threat with that kick. I could see him ripping Oliveira to the body with the kick. But, man, on the feet, I think Oliveira really does just take over. I'm seeing 2 results in this fight. I'm seeing a decision win by Gamrot. I don't think he finishes Oliveira. I don't think he could, right? Or maybe he does, man. Maybe that Topuria knocking Oliveira out 2 months ago does affect his chin badly. It could affect his chin badly. Maybe it affects how he fights. You never know, man. That really could happen. So maybe Gamrot goes out there and starches Oliveira on the feet, right? But I don't think he does. Oliveira does have a good chin, whether to believe it or not. He does, and he's durable. We've seen it in his fights. We saw it in the Poirier fight. We saw it in the Chandler fight, both of them. We saw it in the Gaethje fight. We didn't see it in the Topuria fight because, you know, that's Topuria. But I could see Matthias Gamrot. I don't think Oliveira submits him. I think he really could get... Man, he almost submitted. He was so close to submitting Sarukian. He got Sarukian in a nasty guillotine that Sarukian barely got out of. And he almost darts Sarukian. Man, he could submit Matthias Gamrot, but I'm just going to go off of recency and also vibes. And people don't like to talk about vibes do come into play here. And I'm sensing a vibe of Matthias Gamrot does not care. He's going out there to win. He's a guy who's been wanting to fight, and he's been ready, you know. People are saying that this is short notice. I think Matias Gamrot has been ready for a fight. He's been wanting a fight. So, it's interesting. But this could be a fight where we go out there and we see Matias Gamrot get 18 minutes of control time in this 25-minute fight. We could really see that. I don't think he does. You actually no, he can't get that much control time on Oliveira, but we could see a situation where Matias Gamrot actually doesn't look too bad on the feet, and maybe he stings Oliveira a couple times, and he times the takedowns at the right time, and is able to get the control time in each round to win each round just barely. And we could see a Gamrot decision here, a 48-47 Gamrot decision, or even a 49-46 if he times the takedowns right and lays on top of Oliveira. Now, can you lay on top of Oliveira? No, you can't. You really can't. But I think Gamrot, it's going to be a lot of clinching in this fight. There's going to be a lot of clinching. But, man, I just only see it two ways. The first way I'm leaning towards is obviously they're going to have their grappling exchanges, but over time, over 2-3 rounds, entering the championship rounds, Oliveira is going to just start cracking Gamrot on the feet, and I think Oliveira will get a finish in the fourth or fifth round, or even third round, just kind of like what Dan Hooker did to Gamrot, except obviously there's championship rounds this time, and Oliveira does hit hard. Or I could see Gamrot getting a control time. I don't think Gamrot can finish Oliveira unless I don't think he does have the technique for that. I'm going to go Charles Oliveira, but I'm getting a vibe that Gamrot might go out there and just prove a point, man. He really could. But I'm just going to go off of, I'm going to lay my vibes aside, maybe it's bias I'm coming here with, right? Even though I like Oliveira a lot, but I like Gamrot a lot too. I like his style. I'm going to get rid of the vibes I'm feeling about this fight and how I think Gamrot might just go out there and prove a point and look really good. But I'm going to go off of skill set, and skill set wise, I think Oliveira is just better on the feet. He will be more confident on the feet. He's going to be like, "Man, this is Rio, man. You're coming to Brazil, and you're trying to beat me in Brazil." I think Oliveira, he's going to walk down Gamrot in the third and fourth round, TKO him. He's going to hit him with the teeps he does. He's going to start going high with some of his kicks, and he's going to start throwing those 1-2s he always does with that high guard, and I think he walks down Gamrot in the third or fourth round. I really do, and we're going to see a Charles Oliveira's back type moment, and man, it's going to be a sick fight. My name is Callum. Thank you for making it to... Holy crazy stutter. I didn't even stutter there. Thank you for making it this far in the video. If you made it this far, you might as well like, subscribe, and comment whatever you want. Yeah, I got Oliveira, late rounds, third, fourth, maybe even fifth round, walking down Matias Gamrot, finish. Peace out.